The sun dipped low on the horizon, painting the sky with hues of pink and orange as Emma stepped out of her car in front of Crestview High. It had been 15 years since she graduated, and the thought of attending the reunion sent waves of nostalgia crashing over her. She brushed a strand of hair behind her ear, her heart racing with memories of laughter, shared secrets, and the bittersweet end of her teenage romance with Jake. Jake Thompson, the boy who made her heart flutter every time he smiled, was now a man. She could hardly imagine what he'd look like. Would he still have that charming grin? Or had time turned him into someone unrecognizable? The thought both excited and terrified her. The gymnasium, decked out in banners and balloons, buzzed with chatter as old friends reunited. Emma felt a pang of anxiety as she walked through the entrance, the familiar scent of pizza and soda filling the air. She looked around, spotting familiar faces that had faded but not disappeared from her memory. Laughter echoed, and the warmth of nostalgia enveloped her like a comforting blanket. As she mingled, her eyes scanned the crowd until they landed on a tall figure standing by the punch bowl. Jake. He was laughing at something a mutual friend said, and for a moment, Emma lost herself in his presence. Time had shaped him into a handsome man, with deep-set blue eyes that seemed to sparkle with mischief and warmth. It was as if no time had passed at all. Gathering her nerves, she approached him. Jake. The sound of his name caught his attention, and when he turned, it felt like the world slowed down. Their eyes met, and a rush of memories flooded back, the stolen kisses in the school parking lot, late-night phone calls, whispered dreams. Emma. His voice was warm, filled with disbelief and joy. I can't believe it's really you. He stepped closer, his smile igniting sparks of familiarity and excitement. They spent the evening catching up, sharing where life had taken them. Emma learned that Jake had pursued a career in architecture, building homes and communities. She told him about her journey as a graphic designer, finding beauty in creating art for others. As the night wore on, Jake took Emma's hand, leading her outside to where the stars twinkled overhead. Do you remember that spot where we used to sneak away after school? He asked, a playful glint in his eye. She chuckled softly. Of course. How could I forget our little hideaway? They found themselves there, sitting on the swings that creaked under their weight, just like old times. I've missed this, Jake admitted, his tone serious. I've missed you. Her heart raced. I've thought about you, too. So many times, what could have been? There was a vulnerability in the air, thick with unspoken words and feelings long buried. Life took us in different directions, but seeing you again feels like a second chance, Jake said softly, his gaze locked onto hers. What if we picked up where we left off? Emma's breath caught in her throat. Did he mean it? Could they really reignite the spark they once had? The idea was intoxicating, and a part of her longed to explore what might have been. But it's been so long, she hesitated, uncertainty creeping in. It has, he replied, reaching for her hand, his thumb gently caressing her palm. But sometimes, the connections we make never truly fade. We just need to give them another chance. With the stars as witnesses, Emma felt the weight of the past lift. Maybe they could write a new chapter together. A warmth spread through her as she squeezed his hand, the decision becoming clear. Okay. Let's see where this goes, she said, a smile growing on her lips. Together, they stepped back into the light of that reunion, full of hope and the promise of rekindled love, ready to embrace the second chance they had been given.